And well, for more on this, we're now being joined by Dr. Avner Cohen, Professor of Non-Proliferation and Terrorism Studies at the Middlebury Institute. He's joining us live from California. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Professor Cohen. Now, Israel has launched preemptive strikes in Lebanon, and Hezbollah has announced large-scale launches towards Israel. While we've seen Hezbollah and Israel exchanging fire on a daily basis across the border, my question to you is that how significant is this escalation, and do you see this as an initial wave of a larger attack by Iran and its proxies against Israel?
It is significant. It is different from the day-to-day, the kind of clashes that takes place in northern Israel and southern Lebanon. At the same time, it is not a preventive war. It is very much a specific, targeted preemption strike. From what I understand, and I have been in touch both in Washington and in Tel Aviv for the last 2 hours, Israel has detected since later on last night indications that Hezbollah is about to launch at 5 a.m. Israel time, which is also Hezbollah time, missiles at Israeli strategic sites in central Israel. That could be the Israeli military headquarters in Tel Aviv itself. That could be basic intelligence headquarters in the Tel Aviv area. And Israel decided to take an action earlier, an hour or so earlier, and hundreds of targets in southern Lebanon were attacked. At the same time, it seems that both Hezbollah and Israel would like to make it something that could be contained and possibly would be ended with that. It's still unclear. Things are still going on. At the present time, my understanding is Israel ended its own attack. Israelis aircraft fly over Lebanon to check whether there is some effort to renew the launching at strategic targets in Israel. But for the time being, it seems that there is an effort to contain this incident. So it's escalation, yes, but it's an effort very much to contain the escalation and to prevent a full regional war. Whether it will be successful or not, we will see in the coming hours, the coming days.
Right, Professor Cohen, you do make a point there that both Israel and Hezbollah militants, they want to contain the war. And news just coming in, Hezbollah has just said that it has completed the first phase of its attack on Israel with a large number of missiles. I want to take a follow-up question on that. Will we expect more attacks by the Hezbollah group or perhaps Iran and its proxies for the assassination of Hamas and Hezbollah leaders?
Two things. One is, from what I'm hearing from the Israeli side, is that there were some attacks of some hundreds of rockets from Hezbollah that did hit northern Israel. However, most of them miss the targets. So far, a house or two were hit, but there is no much damage. And Hezbollah itself has announced, I believe, half an hour ago, that this is the end of the first phase. Whether they will move into a second phase or not, that's open. That's remain to be seen. But if this is the case and they would like to indeed to end this incident, that would show that both sides would like to contain this incident. So Israel was able to successfully prevent, to intercept attack at strategic sites in central Israel by sending tens of aircrafts hitting hundreds of targets, all of them in southern Lebanon. Not the Beirut area. And there is an effort to signal this is for now what we want. We do not want to extend this escalation.
Right, Professor Cohen, how do you think U.S. will navigate the current situation at hand in West Asia? These strikes between Hezbollah and Israel, they're also taking place as the ceasefire talks are set to resume in Egypt in just a few days from now. Do you think these strikes will have an impact on the ceasefire talks?
It very much depends if escalation is going to happen or not. My understanding that there was already earlier communication at various levels, the working level, also the level of the Minister of Defense between Gallant and Lloyd Austin, The United States released a message that they are monitoring the situation. U.S. forces are not involved, and they will not be involved at the present time. It's not clear. Israel was expected to send a delegation to Cairo to further talk with Hamas and with the negotiators about the kidnap, the status of this negotiation. It is not clear whether they will fly in the next few hours. That may be delayed a day. Also, I understand that the chairman of the Joint Chief is about to visit Israel today. This was a surprise visit, may be connected to what's going on right now. There is no information about this before 8 o'clock in the region, and there is no further information about that.
Right, Professor Cohen, thank you so much for joining us on the show with your insights. We'll, of course, be tracking the escalation in West Asia between Israel and Hezbollah. But thank you for joining us at the moment.
Thank you.